You ever walk into the gym, see that one dude doing 27 exercises, supersets, drop sets, upside down Bulgarian squats on a Bosu ball? And you're just there like, bro, I just came to move my arms up and down. Meanwhile, he's screaming like he's given birth to a protein shake. And somehow, he still looks the same. Today, I'm exposing the biggest lie in fitness. You don't need to work harder. You need to work lazier. Yeah, I said it. The lazy way to build muscle is actually the most scientific way. And if you stay till the end, I'm going to tell you exactly how I wasted years doing too much and how going lazy mode accidentally made me grow faster. Let's talk about the science of being efficiently lazy. When I first started lifting, I thought more sweat equals more muscle. More pain equals more gains. More time in gym equals I deserve a Marvel contract. So what did I do? 2-hour workouts. Chest day, bench press, incline bench, decline bench, machine press, cable fly, low cable fly, high cable fly, middle cable fly, emotionally damaged cable fly. By the time I finished, my chest wasn't growing, it was filing a complaint. And here's what science says. Muscle growth doesn't care about how tired you are. It cares about stimulus. Once you give the muscle enough effective stimulus, more work just becomes junk. That's like texting your crush 47 times. After message number 5, you're not increasing attraction, you're increasing a restraining order. Let's break this down in simple, non-boring terms. Muscle grows from mechanical tension, progressive overload, and recovery. Notice what's not on that list? Destroy yourself emotionally for 2 hours. Your muscle fibers don't have a personality. They don't care about your motivation speech playlist. They respond to tension. That's it. If you take a set close to failure, like genuinely close, you activate most of your muscle fibers. And guess what? After about 3 to 6 hard sets per muscle in a session, returns start dropping. So when you're doing 20 sets for chest, you're not building more muscle, you're just building fatigue. And fatigue is sneaky. Fatigue makes you weaker in the next workout. Weaker next workout equals less progressive overload. Less overload equals slower growth. So your hardcore mindset is actually sabotaging you. I learned this the painful way. I used to think I was grinding. In reality, I was just tired. There's a difference. Let me expose myself real quick. There was a phase where I trained like a Navy SEAL, but ate like a confused squirrel. 2-hour workouts, minimal rest, sweating like I owed the gym money, and I'd go home thinking, yeah, that's what champions do. 3 months later, no visible progress. My arms looked like they were buffering. Meanwhile, my friend, who trained 45 minutes, was growing faster. You know what he was doing? Heavy compounds, hard sets, then leaving. That's it. No motivational screaming, no cardio after leg day just to prove masculinity, just efficient work. At first, I judged him. Now, I copy him. All right, here's what lazy actually means. It does not mean skipping workouts. It means do the minimum effective dose. In science terms, it's called stimulus to fatigue ratio. You want exercises that 1. Give high muscle tension, 2. Create low systemic fatigue, and 3. Allow progression over time. Translation? Stop doing circus exercises. Stick to movements that actually load the muscle heavily. Bench, rows, squats, RDLs, pull-ups, overhead press. And instead of doing 6 variations, do 2 to 3, but push them hard, like 1 to 2 reps from failure hard. Then rest properly. Yes, rest, not 30 seconds. I'm talking 2 to 3 minutes. I know it feels illegal, but muscle grows during recovery, not during cardio cosplay. Especially in America, we glorify busy. If you leave the gym in 45 minutes, people think, oh, you didn't work hard. No, I worked smart. If Elon Musk can build companies efficiently, you can build biceps efficiently. You don't win muscle points for suffering longer. You win muscle points for progressing. That's it. Here's where it gets interesting. When you reduce junk volume, 1, you recover better, 2, your strength increases faster, 3, you perform better next session, 4, you actually enjoy training. Enjoying training equals consistency. Consistency greater than motivation. And consistency builds muscle, not hype. When I cut my workouts from 2 hours to about 60 minutes, my strength shot up because I wasn't entering each workout already tired. I wasn't dragging last week's fatigue into this week. I was fresh, strong, focused, and suddenly my body responded. It's crazy how muscles like not being abused. Here's the real issue. Doing less hurts your ego. You want to feel like you did something heroic, but muscle doesn't reward heroism. It rewards efficiency. Your body doesn't care if you crawled out of the gym. It cares if tension was high and recovery was sufficient. That's it. You know what's lazy? Doing 12 exercises because you don't trust 4 to work. That's insecurity training. Confidence training is, I did my hard sets, I progressed, I'm done. Then you leave, like a villain walking away from an explosion, no looking back. Lazy in this context means maximum output, minimum unnecessary effort, maximum recovery, maximum consistency. It's strategic laziness, like ordering groceries instead of hunting deer. Evolution, baby. And in the next part, I'm going to break down exactly how to structure a lazy gains workout split, how many sets you actually need, why most people are under-recovering, and the biggest mistake that still ruins lazy lifters. All right, let's build this the American way. Simple, practical, no PhD required. Here's your lazy gains blueprint. Step 1, 3 to 5 workouts per week. Not 7, you're not Batman. Step 2, 4 to 6 exercises per workout. If your workout looks like a restaurant menu, you're doing too much. Step 3, 2 to 4 hard sets per exercise. And when I say hard, I mean 1 to 2 reps shy of failure. If you finish a set and think, yeah, I could have done 6 more, congratulations, you just warmed up aggressively. Step 4, rest 2 to 3 minutes. Yes, scroll Instagram, text your situationship, question your life choices, just recover. Step 5, beat last week. 1 more rep, 5 more pounds, better control. That's it. No fancy biohacking, no Himalayan breathing ritual, just progression. Here's where people mess up. They train hard but recover like raccoons. Sleeping 5 hours, protein intake vibes-based, stress through the roof, drinking on weekends like hydration doesn't matter, and then they say, bro, my genetics suck. No, your habits suck. Muscle grows when protein is high, sleep is solid, calories support growth, and stress is controlled. You can't train like a lion and recover like a pigeon. I used to think, if I train harder, it'll cancel out bad sleep. That's like thinking, if I press the gas harder, my car won't need fuel. Science doesn't negotiate. Your body builds muscle during recovery. So the laziest flex? Sleep. Imagine getting bigger while unconscious. That's elite laziness. Now here's the trap. Some people hear lazy and think, oh, sick, I'll just do 2 light sets and call it a day. No, lazy does not equal soft. You still have to train hard. Intensity stays high. Volume stays smart. That's the difference. Most people either overtrain with low intensity or undertrain with low intensity. You want low to moderate volume, high intensity, high recovery. That combo is deadly. It's like efficient capitalism, but for biceps. Let me be honest for a second. The reason I overtrained? Insecurity. I thought if I didn't kill myself in the gym, I didn't deserve results. I thought suffering meant progress. But all I did was burn out. I'd start motivated, then feel exhausted, then skip workouts, then feel guilty, then overtrain again. It was a toxic relationship with dumbbells. Once I simplified things, training felt sustainable. I wasn't scared of leg day anymore. I wasn't dreading the gym. I was confident because I knew the plan worked. And that mental shift? Game changer. When you trust the process, you stop chasing random TikTok workouts. You stop program hopping every 2 weeks. You build. Slow, steady, strong. The lazy method works because it prevents burnout, it allows progression, it respects recovery, it's sustainable. You don't need motivation every day. You need a system that works even when you feel average. Because let's be real, most days you feel average. And average effort done consistently beats heroic effort done occasionally. That's the secret. In the US, we love extremes. All in. No days off, grind mode, beast mode. But muscle growth? It's boring. It's repetitive. It's progressive overload for months. No cinematic montage, just showing up and beating your logbook. That's it. The guy who grows the most isn't the loudest. He's the most consistent, the most recovered, the most patient, and low-key, the laziest with his energy. So here's the mindset shift. Stop trying to win the workout. Start trying to win the year. You don't need 20 exercises, 2-hour sessions, constant soreness, gym theaters. You need hard sets, progressive overload, recovery, and consistency. Be efficient. Be strategic. Be dangerously lazy. Because the real flex isn't sweating more, it's growing more. And if you've been stuck training harder and harder with zero progress, maybe the answer isn't more effort. Maybe it's smarter effort. I learned that the hard way. You don't have to. This is Gains Guy. And remember, work smart, lift heavy, rest harder, and build muscle like a genius, not like a stressed-out intern. Now go train, but don't overdo it. Your biceps don't need trauma. They need tension.